Welcome, and thanks for being with us today. Your commitment to enhancing your English abilities and bettering yourself is truly valued. The truth is, you do not lack English learning methods. You only lack a strong enough reason to not quit halfway. You may have downloaded apps, bought courses, saved pronunciation videos, and then a few days later, everything stayed there as if you had never started. You wonder why some people improve very fast while you stay in the same place, even though you also studied hard for a short time. And the answer is often not in the materials, teachers, or environment, but in how much you truly need English in your life. You are not slow because you are bad. You are slow because your goal is not urgent enough. When someone truly needs English for work, they do not ask for the fastest method. They just find every way to learn. They listen while driving, they speak while cooking, they read when they have a few free minutes, because they know if they do not learn, they will lose opportunities. On the other hand, when the goal is only learn to know or learn when free, studying is easily delayed by any small thing. At that time, English is not a priority, so your brain also does not treat it as something important to keep. Learning speed does not come from any secret tip, but from whether you really need it or not. Many people hear the number 10,000 hours and feel discouraged before starting because they think it will take many years to be good. But what many people do not notice is that you do not need 10,000 hours to start seeing progress. You only need about 20 hours of focused and correct practice to build a basic foundation. Those 20 hours do not need to be continuous, but you must clearly know what you are practicing and why. If you spend time on things that are truly necessary, you will feel change sooner than you think. But if you study everything at the same time without direction, you will be tired before you become good. You will lose motivation very fast when you do not know why you're learning. A vague goal like, I want to be good at English, sounds nice, but it does not tell you what to do today. When the goal is specific, each small step becomes meaningful. If you set a goal that in 3 weeks you must understand a familiar topic, you will know how long to practice each day. When you can measure your progress, you will not feel like you study forever without results. And when you see that you are moving forward, even a little, you will want to continue. Many people think they must listen well first before they can speak, but actually, speaking and listening always support each other. When you practice speaking and pay attention to pronunciation, your ears also begin to recognize familiar sounds. You slowly can tell stress, linking, and intonation apart, things that before sounded like one long line of sound. Imitating native speakers is not to copy their accent, but to train natural reaction. If you pronounce correctly from the beginning, communication later will be much easier. But if you only study theory and never open your mouth, you will always feel not ready. Anyone who studies for a long time will sometimes feel bored, and that feeling does not mean you are not suitable for learning a language. Boredom is only a sign that your brain needs a new approach. If you are tired of books, switch to videos. If you are tired of studying alone, try talking with someone. A small change can wake your brain up and make it interested again. Long-term learners are not people who always have motivation, but people who know how to change methods when motivation drops. Many people think good learners succeed because of strong discipline, but actually environment is what keeps you going. Vocabulary or skill apps do not make you good immediately, but they help you study regularly. Small daily reminders are like a gentle tap on your shoulder, reminding you that you still have a goal. When studying appears often in your day, it slowly becomes a habit, and when it becomes a habit, you do not need much effort to start anymore. You do not need to go abroad to live in an English environment, you only need to change what you watch every day. When you follow channels that use English, the language will appear naturally in your life. You hear it when relaxing, read it when scrolling online, and see it repeat many times until it becomes familiar. Your brain learns by repetition, not by pressure. The more often you meet English, the less strange it feels. You will always speak slowly if you must translate every word in your head. But when you learn phrases, sentences appear in your mind as a whole block. You do not need to build them piece by piece because your brain stores them as ready units. That is why fluent speakers usually do not think word by word. They remember expressions, not only word meanings. Listening does not improve not because you lack ability, but because you may not practice the right way. When you choose content at the right level, you will understand enough to not feel discouraged and still learn new things. When you listen again and again, your brain starts to recognize sounds that you missed before. If you combine listening with subtitles and then listen again without looking, you will know how much you really understand. Active listening is always more effective than passive listening. There is no magical shortcut that makes you good at English in one night, but there is also no one who is destined to be slow forever. When your goal is important enough, you will find a way that fits you. When your method is right, time becomes your partner instead of your obstacle. And at some moment, you will realize you understand more, speak more, and feel more confident without knowing exactly when the change began. Because the real speed of learning is not in books or courses, but in your decision to continue or not. If you find this video interesting and helpful, please give me a like and subscribe.